Hello everyone, Strikoder here, and this episode we're gonna solve a Windows easy machine on HackTheBox called Timelapse, where we're gonna uncrack a zip file, then try to use pfx2john and crack the hash. After that we're gonna connect through evil-winrm and get a shell and try to elevate our privileges through reading labs, and finally using netexec to check the administrator. So let's get started. First of all, actually let me get the IP and export that over here. Export all IP equal to this, and let me ping that. So I'm connected. So I would like to start with Nmap, SV for version detection, for version enumeration, pinging the port, -n. Well, I'm using -n over here. That's not my overall script. Let me get that. So Control R to get to history, and -s for SS for silent. It's silent by default because I'm using the root, and A for using the SV, SC, and I believe the TTLS, time to live, and -pn for pinging the port, P for the 56,000 ports, IB my IB, the IP of the box, T4 for speed, and V for verbose, so I would see the ports in real time. So we have 53, 139, 445, 135. So we don't have any web interface, so probably this is a Active Directory machine, or maybe just a Linux machine. So I would like to start with no auth SMB, and let me check. I have, I believe, AD warn check. That's a new script, by the way, so if you are interested in checking my scripts, you can visit the OSCP toolkit on my GitHub account and go to the Enum folder, and here you can check all of my scripts. I'm updating them gradually until I pass the OSCP, which is, by the way, I believe 3 months and a half. Still, I have still time to the exam. However, let me check. So here the usage would be using the host name and the DC IP. So I still don't have the host name. I will wait for the Nmap. Over here we can see access denied for all of that. I believe domain name would be Timelapse, maybe timelapse.dc. I'm gonna check that in a while. So no auth SMB IB looking NMB lookup, no reply. Alright, here we see the Nmap safe scripts. So we check the versions, the capabilities, security mode, signing enabled and required, and here we see the time, and probably is not variable to the blue. What was? I forgot something blue. Let me check the name. Blue keep, I believe. Yeah, the blue keep. All right, let's get back here. Okay, I'm having over here an error. I'm gonna check the output over here. So here and netexec. So I have read over shares. I'm gonna check that manually. Or maybe I believe the script download that automatically. So here I have an error. I'm gonna skip that. So I have guest access, and here we're using Enum for Linux. Nothing interesting. Let me check. So we had something downloaded. I'm gonna check the results folder. Let me check the usernames. Did we get anything? Yes, we did. So we have payload, interesting, legacy, scene fools, SVC deploy, the cyber Greek, Windows, and anonymous. I'm gonna edit that. Let me delete those. So I'm gonna select those. I believe help disk is not by default. Laps reader, that's an interesting key, which tell us we have something to do with laps. Protected, RAS, read-only, schema. We don't need a device or the PC machine, maybe WYRM. I'm not sure what that is. I'm gonna leave that. The Kerberos ticket, granting ticket, legacy, payload, SVC deploy, Windows, anonymous, and an empty. Wait, I had an issue. So over here it's Timelapse. So let me move that usernames file over here. And let me check the downloads. What do we have over here? So export all. Let me check the Nmap. I still don't have an output, so I'm gonna keep that for a while and let's check the downloads. So we have several folders, so I'm gonna make a reverse. So L and A and H for listing everything within the even the hidden file, including hidden files. H for human readable, and R for recursive, color equals auto. So over here we see the admin is empty, C is empty, netlogon is empty, sys4 is empty, shares has two stuff. We have a dev winrm backup.zip, interesting, and within the help desk we have labs. Okay, let me check now the winrm zip. So it's within shares, dev, it's here, and let me unzip that. So it has a password. Okay, so zip, I believe, yep, zip2john, winrm into the hash.text, and here we have a hash. Let me cat that. All right, and we're gonna need to crack this. So I believe it's John, and I need just to provide the word list and the hash. Oh my god, it's starting to lagging a little bit, so let me do this. Hash.text. So using default input, loaded one hash, no password, hash is left to crack. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe I need to edit something within the file. I'm not exactly sure. Let me check again. So zip2john, I believe that was correct. Then John word list and providing the hash. Then maybe show. Nah, it didn't work. I believe the show was for the file. So I would like this. So this is the password, right? WinRM zip legacy dev supreme legacy. So probably this is the password. I'm not sure. Let me check. Unzip this and copy this. So yeah, that was the password. Okay, that's great. So after that, we have the PFX. In order to deal with this PFX, let's try and so the PFX is a Windows file, and we need to change that to .pem. And in order to do that, we need to use OpenSSL, as you can see in here, bkcs12, and you provide the pfx over here, and you say -out public, oops, I believe that was, you can type any name over here, but I would stick to public and -cl certs. Okay, we need other password. Oh man. Let me check if that was the same password. Invalid password. Okay, so I believe there is pfx2john, and I'm gonna provide this, and I'm gonna say pfx hash.txt. Now, after that, let me do john --word lists, and I'm going to provide the pfx. Okay, maybe, hopefully now we got that. --show. And here we see the second pass. Thug legacy. Did I copy that to clipboard? I'm not sure. Well, let me check. So we need a PEM passphrase. I'm gonna leave that empty. Okay. Did we do that correctly? So probably we needed to type anything. I'm gonna leave that for now. If I got anything later, then I know where the issue is. And over here, I'm gonna provide private.pem, and the syntax over here would be ca certs for the private one. Yep. And we need to provide the same password. Leave that empty. And within evil-winrm, I provide -i for the IP, and I don't know the domain yet. Let me export the domain. Now we need for sure to export the domain, so it's timelapse.hackthebox, and 0, which is by Nmap, means that this is a machine, or this is the DC machine. So in order to do that, we need to export all domain equals timelapse.hackthebox. And let me clear over here. Now we had a lot of stuff. And do this evil-winrm. So I'm gonna remove the -u-p and provide -c public.pem -k private.pem. And do we have winrm? on us. So 53, 88, 35, 39, 389. So WinRM would be over here somewhere. So over here the LDAP. Well, let me check Google. I'm gonna open Firefox and let's check WinRM port. Let me turn off the proxy. So it's 5985 5986. Alright, we don't see any WinRM open for now, but we got the keys, so it's worth trying. Let me check that. User is a required option. Okay. Well, I believe, let me check the usernames. So maybe that was a dead end. So I believe that all are related to this user legacy. When we cracked, we saw the word legacy and the user legacy a couple of times. So let me check nxc smb, and over here the password would be, I believe, no, not this. The password was thug legacy, and the username is not this, legacy. And let's check. So we didn't have a successful connection. Once I see a PFX file, I almost immediately think about certify, as you can see here, .pfx, and the password tag legacy, DCIP is the IP, and the username is legacy. So let's try and check if we have any cert attack, maybe escape 1 or ECS1, ECS8, ECS9, 16. So we couldn't get error trying to request ticket granted ticket. Okay. What can we do now? Let's get back to evil-winrm. So probably that's our way in, but we need to troubleshoot that. So we didn't see any winrm over here. So 3268, which is an LDAP, and we needed either 5985, 5986, which is none over here. Maybe let's try and check if we got the -s. Still an error. -r to authenticate, I believe through Kerberos. Maybe, I believe that was right here. Still no entry. So let me check that again. We type this. Legacy def auth. Okay. So the password was legacy. No, I believe it was thug legacy. Let me remove the private and public one. and check again. Thug legacy. We need a password. Let's try and enter ABCD since we got an error because we needed at least 4. ABCD. Okay, now we don't get any errors. Let me do this again, but now for private.pem and for CA certs. And the password thug legacy ABCD ABCD. And now let's try through evil-winrm again. And now we are getting a shell. So ABCD. And we got a shell. So let me check what is about our shell. Are we connecting through the LDAP? Let me remove the -r. Still getting the shell. Yes, exit. And let me remove the -s. And we get an error. So we are connecting through which port over here? Maybe that's the winrm, or maybe that... No, I don't think that these are the only MSRPC. Okay, I'm interested in knowing which port is the winrm. So as far as I remember, let me take those because I'm interested in those. And I believe I'm gonna copy them to my notes. And as far as I remember, you can curl -i HTTP. So using this, but instead over here you need to provide the IB. I used that, I believe, in the EJPT exam, so the command's still in my history. And you provide the port that you are thinking it might be the winrm. So let's start, I believe, with 9, I believe. 9389. It was a failure. Let's check 49667. So it stopped. Let me try other one. No. So 667 673 not allowed. 74 and over here 697 and I still didn't get anything. Well, I still didn't receive anything. Let me try this. Okay, so once I check that manually, we got... Did we get? I don't think so. Client hello, server hello. And we got a response of the DC, so maybe it was filtered. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, maybe I missed something, so please let me know in the description, in the comment section, I mean, if you had the evil-winrm, if you had the winrm through the Nmap response, or maybe my Nmap would not show the filtered ports because I had the V. Let me check without the V. I'm gonna check. And let me get back over here. So we had ABCD as a pass, and now we are here. Oops. So it lagged a little bit. Now let me check over here, ABCD. Do I need to write the password each time? I hope no. Yeah, one time. Okay, so CD into desktop. And I hope that I got the flag. Let me copy that and put that into here. Submit. We got the first flag. Now we need to escalate our privileges. So first of all, who am I? Net groups, net users. So we have these users. Probably let me check Bloodhound. I'm gonna move into here. Bloodhound dash. I don't think that was what I wanted. So let me move into here again. CD, I believe opt, progs, Bloodhound. Yeah, over here. And let me check. I forgot. So this docker compose dash f and up. And I need the Bloodhound. So sudo Bloodhound. I need a user and the pass, which I don't exactly have currently. So how am I dash all? Can I make a user? ABCD. And we are anti-authority network, authenticated user, development. So I don't think we can add users, right? So I'm gonna use sharphound for now. ABCD. Okay. I'm gonna Control Z. And maybe I can use a reverse shell in order not to use ABCD each time. So I'm gonna download the reverse shell to here, or should I to here? Yeah, I can download that to here. So wget, and you can check that on my GitHub or download that from Google. Just type Invoke-ConPtyShell, and I need to let me check. I believe, where was it? So it's in shares and dev. And over here I need, or you can upload that if you want, python-m, python 3-m HTTP server 80. And over here I'm gonna stty, no, not this, row-echo, then yep, that was what I'm looking for, and I'm gonna connect to 1001, and over here foreground, let me copy this PowerShell, but I don't want to ABCD, it's not correct. So let me connect through evil-winrm again, if I may. ABCD. So I'm doing all that just because I don't want to type ABCD each time, Maybe if I tried again without a pass, I would get a winrm session without ABCD each time, but probably would not be an interactive shell. Let me check my IB. So 10.10.14.138. So I'm going to copy this over here, ABCD, and I'm getting a shell, hopefully over here anytime. So Python 10.10.14.138. Okay, no, we're not getting because I had the wrong one over here. So ABCD. So 10.10.14.138. Because I downloaded that not incorrect IB, and over here I have a shell. Who am I? So now it's a little bit better. So we can use Wimbase, but in order just to be more faster, because the video is already 30 minutes, I'm gonna skip that and move to sharp hound. So over here I'm gonna remove this and let me locate sharp hound and cd. Okay, I believe it was in opt progs. Wasn't it here? Maybe no. Probably then in home, Windows, win enumerations, and probably not here. Maybe in the exe folder. Yeah, it's here. So Python 3-m, and over here cert util-f-url cache and http 10.10.14.138 and what was it called? So sharphound.exe. So it failed. Maybe sharp hound. So now it's okay. And okay, we need to download that as binary. I'm gonna stop. I believe I forgot how to do that. Maybe I need the dash split, if I'm not mistaken. Please be right. So yeah. So if anytime you see this gibberish, just add the dash split and it would download that as a binary file. Now I believe all we need is running that. Then I believe from here we can download them. So we have a zip file, bcd, abcd, and we are out from here as well. That's not a big deal. Let me listen. And over here, evil-winrm, again abcd. I just need to download the zip file, which is in the desktop. Download. It's not here. Where was it? Oh, okay, it's here. Download this long name. And then I'm gonna connect again using the PowerShell. And hopefully... Nah, because... Let me move to here. Shares, dev, and sudo python 3. Okay, and now I should get the shell. That's nice. Gonna stop that over here and let's go HTTP localhost 8080 and we see Bloodhound. Let's sign in and import that to our data. I'm gonna remove those. I was trying to solve an active machine. Confirm, upload file. So it's within retired, timelapse, results, downloads, shares, dev, Bloodhound, upload. So it takes a little bit of time. I'm gonna pause. And now it's complete. Let's explore. So our user is legacy with double Y. Add that to owned and let's check the shortest path. So campus remote as we have seen, but we have a dead end. Let's check. So we have PS remote, okay. And we see there is TRX and payload, which are marked as high target value. Okay, so probably we have a dead end with that. And what can we check as well? So probably we need to move to them. So I would start by checking the C. Oops, CD. That's why I hate Windows. Directory. And let's check program files. So common files. Okay, we see labs. Interesting. So probably our way in would be through labs. So we need to read the password. Alrighty. But we have a user that we still don't have his password. Maybe we can find his password within the, I believe, the history. So probably I would start enumerating using this. I mean in my notes. So here is it. I start always by using the dash horse, at least to check if we have something hidden for here, like some folders. As we can see, we have more folders. Anyhow, I don't believe that's our way in. So here a loop to check all those files, but most of them are empty. And over here to check the program files, which I did, and we saw labs. And over here to import the PS readline, let me import that. And then try to use this. So we're checking the history. You can see all the comments that I've already wrote. And you can see here is who am I, ipconfig all, and we see convert to secure string, we see a password. And the username is svc deploy. Oops. So somehow I cannot copy that. Did I get that copied? Ah, okay, because I was pressing Alt instead of space. And I'm gonna copy that. Move that into my notes. And we got ourselves svc deploy, export all, user equals svc underscore deploy, and export all, pass equals, I would put that into single quotes because I believe the $sign would need backslash, so to escape that thing. And let's try nxc. I forgot how to check the lab's password through nxc, so nxc lab defeating labs, and I would provide the user ib and dash dash labs, so nxc ib user, over here I'm gonna type pass user and dash dash labs. So it failed, which is interesting. So we see we tried, let me try and check through LDAP over here. No, it's through SMB. So let me check if we had SMB access. Yes, we do. So the dash dash labs won't get us the password, so we need to maybe use LDAP for that. Because you see here they are trying LDAP 389. WinRM LDAP, so unrecognized. Maybe it's in the dash dash or dash m labs. So yep, we needed a dash m labs. I'm gonna correct that in my scripts. Strikoder. I'm gonna pause. So over here in my script, I have modules and labs within the dash m over here. So I'm probably gonna add an extra hint over here. Use, and I'm gonna copy this. Okay. Which is strange why it didn't work. So I changed that into over here. I'm gonna remove this and commit those changes. Add LDAP or lab. I'm gonna remove this, switch over here, and we have this password, but without the user. So we take the password. Does it come with the forward slash? Export all, pass2 equals single quotes, and I'm gonna close this. nxc smb ib-u. Okay, I will not do that over here. Maybe over here is better. where I got the usernames. So nxc smb -u for usernames, -b for the pass2, and do I need the -d? I don't think so. Actually, I do. And continue on success. So of course the guest is gonna work. So protected, labs reader, key, helpdesk. Let me try without the -d, maybe as the local user. And I still don't get anything. So maybe if I try administrator. Well. Maybe I got that because over here I'm not using the... Let me echo that. Okay, it's still not updated. Why is that? So export all, pass2. Let me do that again. And now I believe it's exported. So maybe now it could work. Still, we didn't find our way through. Maybe with administrator. Since it's an easy machine, I don't think we need to do a lot of stuff. That's why administrator was an option. Maybe. So we got bound, but I need to check something in my script. So I'm gonna run again. Let me exit over here. Exit. Okay, reset. And no auth SMB. I'm gonna... Where is it? I'm gonna connect through WinRM. Do we have access? Oh no, please. Yeah, we do. So evil-winrm, IB, domain, and instead of -c-k, it would be, I believe, -u and -b and -s for the secure. And over here it's gonna be administrator. And over here is gonna be pass2. And cd into desktop. Maybe I need like this. Wait, what? We don't have the key over here? Maybe because it's the administrator. So we usually, when we have the labs, we don't have the flag within the administrator. So maybe it's gonna be in the trx, because the administrator password always change, and thus the flag would be changing continuously. Maybe the flag is related to the password of the user and the time frame or something like that. HackTheBox doesn't tell us publicly, but here is the flag. But before finishing the video, I'm interested in the output that is being printed. Why we didn't have the administrator within the usernames over here. So cat usernames. So we had the administrator, but I removed that manually, which was a big mistake. So I've at least learned something, because when you do the OSCP, you will be most of the time anxious and worried about the time limit and the time frame, so you probably would miss the administrator and delete that automatically. So either I should correct my script to remove the false positive, like if you see a $sign over here at the end, not to include that, or to leave them and not be worried by that. However, we are finished with this video. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to like, share, leave a comment in the comment section if you need anything, or if you need the link for the notes, and see you next video.